This video is to a very personal friend who I lost contact with as a child when we were living in College Park. Her name was Faye Westbrook, and she kind of encouraged me, if not inspired me, to buy a Volkswagen Beetle about 2 years ago in 2012. The reason for the video is because after I lost contact with her, her house burned down, and I'm not sure if it means that she died and the rest of her family, because they've never built anything on the site since then. And I last went up there around 2000, and the plot that the house was sitting on is still vacant. So if Faye gets or sees this video, or if a friend of hers maybe sees this, I hope that they'll pass it on to her. Faye had a brother. His name was Frankie Westbrook, and he came back from the Vietnam War at the end of around 1969, 1970, somewhere around there. And anyway, I can only remember the fact that he really didn't talk very much. He'd stay up in his room, and Faye would take care of my sister and me. And I'm just kind of hoping she is still alive, because all the evidence doesn't quite give very much hope that she is. Anyway, this footage here isn't from her car, but this is exactly the same color and the year. She owned a 1965, 1966 white Volkswagen Beetle, and she would take my sister and me to the grocery store sometimes to buy things. And ironically, I thought she owned a microbus, which is like a van. But in reality, as I've learned, she actually owned a Beetle. And anyway, I bought a yellow VW, and at least this is close to, I guess, what my mind remembered about us going in it, because I've never had a chance to ride in an old 60 or 70 model Beetle since. So I guess beyond just the nostalgia of making this video about my early childhood, I would also say that it's to ask her, if she sees the video, do you still have it? If you don't, then I just wanted to share with you the fact that Leanne died in 1983. We had moved to Tampa, and a guy walked into her supermarket where she was working and threw gas on her and 4 customers, and 5 people altogether died. Leanne died in the store, and the 4 customers died the following week of severe third-degree burns. This is a shot of the house. If Faye sees the video, you'll probably recognize it, because she only lived like down the street from us. We lived off of Burdette Road on Lantern Lane in College Park back in 1973, 1972. It's about that time frame when Faye was taking care of us. And this is right after the snowstorm we had, a real bad ice storm. Now, this is not obviously a picture of her house, because I don't have any shots of it, but this is an overview of what I remember. It had a front porch, and it had a second story to it, which is where Frankie actually lived. And his sister, Faye, she lived on the first floor. But that's where we actually stayed during the time that I remember that she took care of us. And Faye, here's a picture of the Volkswagen, although mine's yellow, but this one's actually black. But I thought I'd show you, kind of a reference to how yours looked and then how the newer ones look today. So if you ever see this, Faye, please respond or comment about it. I would love to hear from you again. And thanks to everybody for allowing me to share this.